Today we're gonna discuss building construction, sprinkler systems inspection. One. So this is my first video for this inspection category. So I'll discuss some previous photos, pictures that I have taken from my previous inspection job. So this is uh, a renovation for a particular building floor. So what they do is this is a temporary loop system. It's a safety protocol or a safety requirement during the construction of this particular tenant or particular floor in the building. So what they do is they remove all the existing systems like all the HVACs, all the ductworks, all the pipes. So completely empty floor, all the furnitures and some walls are already been demoed. So they're doing a construction. So this sprinkler system is only a temp loop. That's what they call a temp loop system during the construction. So upon arrival on the job, we're doing a hydro test. The requirement is 2-hour test without any pressure leak, pressure drop, or any visible leak on the pipe. So the thing that I'm showing here is the assembly of the pressure gauge when I took it uh, upon arrival. So it's much better to take photo of it because it's a 2-hour wait for the test, so that on during those 2 hours you could do the visual inspection of the installation of piping materials, the supports, and all other documents that you need to evaluate as per drawing specs, as per drawing plan. So take take photo closely on the dial, the hand of the pressure. So the requirement is 200 or beyond 200 psi, pounds per square inch pressure. So that's the requirement is 200 for 2 hours test. So take note and mark this dial. This hand should be like one line over the 200 psi increment of this pressure gauge. So within 2 hours, it should not move at all. It should not drop to 200 on the very time that you take the photo. So if any chances or in any case that it got dropped for a certain amount of time, you need to at least restart your test, restart your time for 2 hours just to be sure that the system, the pipe connections, joints are totally leak free. There are some areas that you cannot see or you cannot visibly or not accessible for you to see. So one of the best indication is the pressure. If it's holding the pressure within the system, within the piping system. So and also take note of the pressure gauge calibration. So we need to test the system with a calibrated gauge. So you don't need mm, uh, a non-calibrated gauge because this will indicate if the pressure applied to the system is accurate. So take note of the date when it was calibrated and the due date. During the day, that you're doing the inspection, it should not pass due the calibration cert of the pressure gauge you're using for the test. And yeah, take photo of the whole assembly that you were testing. So I think we are testing two systems here because they got two, I believe they have two stairs. So this temp loop sprinkler assembly is only assembled and installed on the stairs. So during, if ever there's a fire condition on the job, the only sprinkler area is the egress or the exit path for the workers. So during emergency, as I said, yeah, take a photo closely of the gauge up close like this so you could identify if the hand, the dial of the gauge will retain, will not have a certain pressure drop. So take note of this. I'll show you later how you're gonna have an exact 2-hour test for this photo. So, and then I also check the calibration gauge for this pressure gauge, the calibration cert, so the sticker. So as long as you're not due, this is like 2020. I took this photo like this inspection is during those years, 2020 within or 2019, between 2019 2020 inspection. And then this the drawing, the specs, drawing list. So I just took up that and take note of the drawing number also for reference. And as you see, this is the plan, the drawing plan of installation. This is the stairs. So they only have few sprinkler heads installed. This is only during for the construction period. So take note of the heads. This is a drawing plan. I think this is a upright head, and some of them, if this bathroom, restroom is, if the ceiling is still intact or they didn't demo it, I think this empty circle here is a concealed type sprinkler head or a down type pendant type head. Uh, and take note also of the connections right here. So this is the existing standpipe riser on the building. Okay. And yeah, so I took a photo of this. This is the building department accepted, stamp approved, dated. So it means that the job is approved for construction. It has a permit, and the drawing is reviewed by the Department of Building. And the specs, took also a photo of the specs to verify the installation as per noted right here. As an inspector, you need to review any uh, notes here. So example like this, all new sprinkler bands lines to be 1 inch unless otherwise noted. So unless otherwise noted, unless it was noted in the drawing plan or labeled somewhere in the drawing plan, except for this general note. This is general note for the job. Uh, Hydrostatically, you see, took a photo of this. This is the requirement. The sprinkler systems will be hydrostatically tested under a minimum pressure of 200, minimum pressure 200 psi for 2 hours. So number 22, this is the requirement for the test. So minimum 200, so you need to be over or at least exactly 200. So I used to tell the guys, the installer, to make it more than 200. So just in case if it drops a little, I could only adjust the time of my test and not the pressure, not necessary to pump it up again. So that's the adjustment that I usually do during a hydro test for sprinkler systems or standpipe systems. And yeah, take a photo of the hangers, the supports, how it was anchored on the ceiling, the the concrete ceiling. And you see here this schedule 40 black pipe. See if it's in the note that usually they use black pipe schedule 40, schedule 80 for the system, sprinkler, standpipe systems, unless otherwise it was noted also. So this is a temp loop system. And yeah, the the hydro test, yeah, should all those joints, couplings, elbows should be visibly inspected. No droplets, no trace of water dropping. So there are some instances or some condition that some pressure still holds, but some leaks are found in joints connections. So you need to address that during the test and tell the contractor. So as an inspector, it's uh, your duty to tell them that the test is not holding or it has some leaks. It should be fixed first before you do the test again. Because some other pressure gauges, you don't know this is a mechanical gauges. It might be broken or something. So most importantly, you should not have any visible leaks on the whole installation of the pipe. And yeah, identify also the sprinkler head. This is the upright head. So this is the model number F1 FR 58 or 56. This is the temperature and the model. Uh, yeah, so take note of this and see if it's supported, if it matched the drawing specs or documentation approved submittals. So what I do is take a photo several times to have a visible view of the label, the engraving in the heads. So it's very difficult to take a photo of this. This is the serial number. So R1425. So the model is F1 FR56. Serial numbers R1425. And this encasing is a prevention for or protection for the heads during construction. So this is a requirement also because you don't during construction there's a lot of materials that could hit these heads, and that's the assembly of the test. The support, so pipe support should be at least I could say there's a requirement, but to be safe, most likely they put the supports in every turn of the pipe and horizontally probably every 6 feet interval spacing between just to be supported. So but the support is also required depending on the size of the pipe. So as long as you're supported and yeah, every turn they have support. So this is I believe this is it will hold and at least comply with the minimum hangers hanger requirements. So this is the whole job. They demolish everything. Schedule 40 black pipe. And here you go. So the test starts at 12:23 p.m. and I took a screenshot of at around 2-hour test, 2:23 p.m. So make sure that the hand is still on the right position when you start the test. So that's how you're gonna identify a 2-hour test on your phone. Just have a screenshot after 2 hours. And yeah, after the test, you need to make sure that the gauge is still working by dropping it down so that uh, the the gauge, if there's no pressure, the the hand, the dial should go down to the zero. So that's a standard procedure. And this is my marking as per installation, a drawing plan, drawing details. And yeah, so this is my marking findings. So you could do this. This is the original drawing plan. And this is the marking that I did during the inspection or after the inspection. Yeah, so that's it for today. So see you in the next one.